The fifth episode of The Acolyte, Star Wars new streaming show on Disney Plus, also known as Lesbian Space Witches, dropped tonight, and we did a 4-hour and 42-minute long live stream. Lucky you, this is our condensed review right here. We're going to tell you everything that we found wrong with the episode. Mainly, there's several things in the story that just don't add up and don't make sense. Starting right here, Nick, we're going to show you screenshots of the things that we're talking about. The episode picks up directly after the fourth episode ended. And we see the Sith characters revealed in this episode, the Sith, use the Force to push Osha out of the way, and then a fight commences. Well, the Sith is literally cutting through the Jedi like a hot knife through butter. Where is Master Soul? He is nowhere to be found. Yeah. Osha is literally just a few feet away. She can see the fight. She hears the fight. She hears the sabers. But Master Soul is nowhere, and he's the one character that could actually prevent the deaths of all of these characters, of all these red shirt Jedi, Nick.
Yep, who all got slaughtered. And I will say this was the worst episode of the 5 episodes.
Agreed.
We did get some cool moments and scenes in this that were, fairly decent for the most part. It was definitely the most entertaining of the 5 episodes, but all in all, this episode's not saving the show, and this episode's not even saving this episode.
So, I'll the one positive thing for me is I will say that there were several good moments of action and fighting.
Yeah.
But every bit of action and fighting was not good. A lot of it doesn't make sense at all. We get these long gazes, these long walks. There's several times throughout the video or throughout the show in this episode where people just appear, where people just vanish. It is insane. Yeah. Yord, one of our biggest critiques here is a fight that he gets into, Nick, and he gets injured.
Yep. His he gets injured, his leg gets injured, and then he basically
and he's stuck on the ground. He can't walk.
Yeah, and then he gets up and he can walk just fine.
But we never see him. Yeah. He's not even walking. He's running through the jungle.
Yeah,
because his Master Soul told him to get Osha out of there, but he didn't call her Osha, even though he's called her Osha over and over and over and over.
Now she's civilian.
Now she's take the civilian to the ship.
Yeah, take the civilian to the ship,
and we're like, civilian? And the irony there, Nick, is some people are like, well, they're on mission, so they're keeping it very professional. But I can't wait for people to mansplain that to me. But, dude, here's the truth of it. You're going to call him civilian, but then towards the end of the episode, you're going to let the civilian lead a Jedi Knight and make decisions for a Jedi Knight, a civilian?
Yeah.
No.
It's so ridiculous. Oh, and then we get this fight here with who is it? Jackie.
One of the best moments in the episode.
Yeah. They fight, her and May fight.
The longest drawn out fight ever.
Yep. And we get some back and forth with Smilo Ren and Master Soul.
Smilo Ren's a good character so far in the episode. Yeah. In the episode. Now, here's one thing that I will say, bro. And you and I have gone through this episode twice now.
Yeah.
One time for the recording and one time for the live stream.
Yeah.
This character right here killed 9 people pretty much at the beginning of the episode.
Pretty quickly.
Like no problem.
Yeah.
Okay? Like Vader in the hallway in Rogue One.
Yeah.
He was destroying them.
They were nobodies to him.
They were nobodies. Yeah. This character had the chance to kill everybody multiple times.
And didn't do it.
And did not do it. He is an idiot.
Yeah, he really is. He really is dumb. And then one of the funniest parts that happens towards the beginning of episode 2 is where he throws his lightsaber, Smilo Ren, and it's like a
100
smart
yards.
saber, and it's just flying through the air, just tracking
Like he's got a remote
Osha.
control on it.
Yeah. Like it's some sort of drone or something that he's controlling, it's ridiculous. Very, very stupid.
Oh, and the Magneto helmet, bro. The Magneto helmet.
Yeah. So that happens.
Charles.
Yeah, that happens later after all this, where he basically tells Master Soul tells Smilo Ren to remove his helmet and to reveal himself, and he's like, "Why? So you can read my thoughts?"
And here's why that doesn't make sense. Because at the very end of the episode, in one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in Star Wars, May uses a yellow lightsaber to cut her hair. And it just so happens with one single swipe of the lightsaber, her hair is perfectly now matched to her twin sister, Osha.
Oh God, that was such a freaking cringe, dumb moment.
Yeah.
When she did her own little haircut. Here it is, right here.
Oh gosh, it's painful.
Yeah.
So why are we bringing that up? Because she is now disguised. Here it is.
Yeah.
There's Osha. There's
Osha.
May. Boom.
Yeah.
Now she's just like Osha. She's going to change clothes, infiltrate the Jedi. She's walking around, walking, which is what everybody does in this show. And she's with Soul. Soul never senses through the Force that she is May, but he could read people's thoughts. Come on, man.
Yeah, very dumb. She walks up on him here at the end and is like, "Hey, Master Soul, are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, where's your sister? Oh, she's gone." So they take off. This is actually May. It's not Osha.
And Osha's pissed because of one thing Smilo Ren said. Something about what he did to your family.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What? My former master did something? What did he?" As soon as the fight ended, bro, Osha's like, "What did he mean by that?" And you get this really weird inter-family drama from the past.
Yeah.
And it just seemed the inappropriate time. It was the wrong place, the wrong time for the conversation.
Yep.
Just weird. Now, when she dies, we were both like this.
Yeah.
When Yord died, we were both like this, which, by the way, Yord died in this episode, and it was totally Osha's fault for disobeying her former master, who told her to leave, and she didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say this was a cool moment. He pulls out a little lightsaber shank.
Can you pause that charge right there, though, and keep going? Talk about the shank.
Yeah. Are you talking about when she gets stabbed?
I'm talking about every Jedi's face when they attack. They look evil and Sith.
Oh yeah.
It is dumb.
I don't know if I can pause
Soul
it right
as well. Soul as well. And there were some scenes in this one where Soul is swinging at nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing around.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Right. Oh, guys, you got to see this. Look at her.
Yeah. I'm Chucky.
Reach out with your anger.
Yeah.
Only your hatred can destroy me.
Yeah.
Dirty, misogynist Sith.
Yeah. So her helmet comes off. He gets the shank out. The lightsaber shank.
What were those little knives, like the red ones with like the cross on it and had like the corkscrew thing and the little knife thing and the medium-sized knife thing and all of the different tools on it? I can't remember.
For like opening wine.
Yeah. It was like this little knife.
Yeah, to cut the
I
rapper.
can't
from
remember what they're called, but this
Yeah,
is
I
like
can't.
the kind of Jedi or Sith this guy is.
Yeah.
Little shiv
Yeah.
Jedi blade.
It was like a little cheese knife that he pulled out.
Hey, he impales her 3 times. There, look at that. Jedi.
Yeah.
Since when do Jedi attack like that? In
Yeah.
rage, in aggression.
Enraged.
Look at that. She's lost her ever freaking mind.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Indara didn't do any of that. Do you know what that is, bro? Do you know what that is right there? In my mind, that is bad directing.
Yeah. Yeah. Not understanding who the Jedi are is like a religious sect or organization.
Yeah.
Their, morals and standards and how they deal with things. Qui-Gon never really did that. Even Obi-Wan, after Maul kills Qui-Gon, he's like, no. And he goes after him, but he's not like,
Well, Obi-Wan did make that face when they had the blades together. So that's true. People can push back on that a little bit because he does make that face. And Luke went all out against Vader at the end. So you could give a little bit of pushback on that, but we're seeing it a lot in this show, where the Jedi fight and don't resemble Jedi. However, in the first episode, Master Indara did. She came across way more Jedi-like than these people. I am so glad we get to see Jecki get impaled 3 different times.
Yeah, I was like, she definitely is dead. All these other people.
Well, it's Disney Star Wars, to be fair, bro. Because I mean, she could just be like,
I was like, okay, she's for sure gonna be dead, and she is for real dead. But that wouldn't have surprised me if she would have got up and been like, "Oh, I need medical attention. Get me back to the ship."
Oh my goodness!
And like, come on, we can still save her.
So one other thing that I wanted to critique was in this. She's already dead, bro. One thing I wanted to critique was in this episode, we see lightsabers being turned off and on over and over and over. Yes, we know the thing about the armor, about that deactivates the sabers. We get that. We didn't get in the beginning, did we, Nick?
No, we didn't know what was going on.
Our chat told us that part of the lore that we didn't know. That's awesome. That's a great thing about being in a community of Star Wars fans. I didn't know anything about that, but but here's the problem.
There's no explanation to it.
That's it.
And they said you didn't have to do homework. I don't want to have to
That's
go
homework.
do
That's deep
homework.
lore. That's deep lore.
Literally a couple sentences or just one quick scene could have explained that. Yeah. I thought this was a pretty cool shot after he killed him. I thought he actually looked pretty cool right here.
I agree.
But he definitely got jacked. He was kind of like a bumbling, stumbling idiot, through the first 4 episodes, and kind of like skinny and kind of like nerdy, dorky, whatever. And now he's like all jacked.
Well, now he's got his new personality.
Yeah, so I guess he went Super Sith, and I guess he gets muscles when he goes Super Sith.
And speaking of new personality, in this episode, and in the previous episode, we see May go from bad to good, from bad to good. She is like total schizo all over the place.
Yeah.
And the writer of the last episode came out and said she doesn't want to be bad anymore because she doesn't believe in all of her master's little missions that she's sending him on, all the little tasks. She doesn't want to do that anymore.
It's all about her sister.
So she's moving away from that. Yeah. And we're like, okay.
But then in this, I guess once her sister tried arresting her, she was like, "Oh, screw her! I'm gonna go back to killing the Jedi."
Who knows? But the whole show could end right here if Soul would actually just kill him. But he's about to kill him, and just at that right time, Osha says, "Soul, no." He literally turns his saber off and starts backpedaling.
Yeah, Jedi do not kill unarmed people. He just killed all these Jedi. He's like, "Oh, I will not kill you now." I was just like, this is so dumb.
One ironic thing here too is with the Sith. You know, he's like, rules, rules, rules. That's why you lose, because you Jedi follow your rules.
Yeah,
I don't follow rules. That's why I don't ever break them, because I never follow them.
yeah. But
But
the
what
Sith
about
have
this? What
rules
about the
too.
Sith rule of two that
Yeah,
many people think are coming?
yeah.
That's interesting. That
That's a rule.
is a contradiction.
Yeah, that's a rule.
That's a rule.
Yeah. And then here we are. Earlier, Yord and her had their lights out. He had his lightsaber out there walking around. These bugs never do anything. And then she's like, Pip, I love you. Uh-huh.
Because it was like a goodbye.
Yeah, it was like a goodbye. And she basically puts Pip's head on the back
The
uh
Sith.
of the Sith here. And all the bugs immediately come down and start attacking him.
Immediately, just in that very moment.
Yeah.
Even though there were lightsabers around, all kinds of people, like action
Yeah.
going on. But it wasn't until she put that light on his back. I guess they just had a mutual understanding, Nick.
Yeah. And also all this is happening at nighttime, apparently. I don't know if you guys have ever been out in the woods at night, but it's never this light. You
Yeah.
can't see jack squat. So man, this is the brightest nighttime I've ever seen.
All right. So here's my question. What do you rank this episode as a singular episode out of 10? And what do you think the audience score should be for this series right now on Rotten Tomatoes, where it currently sits at a 13%?
I think after this episode, this could bump it back up to 14%. I think the show should still be single digits. Like I said, this episode doesn't save this episode, and it definitely isn't going to save this show. But this was the best. Like I said earlier, the best worst episode of the show. It still had tons of problems, but it actually had some entertaining moments and some decently cool stuff in it. So I would give this one. I'd rank this one the highest out of all of them. And I'd probably give this one a 4. Mainly because Yord also dies. Yord gets his neck broke. And I don't remember at what point in time that happens. But you know, they end up going back to save them, and he ends up breaking Yord's neck. So Yord's dead too. So good on that. It scores a point for that. It scores a point for the Jackie girl getting killed as well, which I liked, because I never have to hear or see these people on screen anymore for the rest of the show. It got a point for some of the cool fight moments and stuff in it. And I'd probably give it, there was a couple good fight moments in it, so I'd give it probably 2 points for that. The music was fine. So yeah, I'd give it a 4 out of 10.
So I agree. There's so much about it that is so stupid. Like, we never see the Jedi go in the house, Kelnaka's house. So they never saw his dead body.
No, they never. Jackie, she did go in and see that he was dead.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah.
So she knew that he was dead, but none of the other ones.
Nobody knows Kelnaka's even dead, and Saul leaves.
Yeah, he never goes in.
Didn't even go in the house. They don't even know where Kelnaka is at.
Yeah,
like, that's a story thread that was never even played on. I agree with you. This is the best episode of the series by far, even with all of the problems. And I give it a 4 out of 10. And I'm going to say, because of all of the action, and I've already seen it on Twitter, unfortunately, honestly, is what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's going to get some more positive reviews because a lot of prequel fans are saying, "Oh, I'm getting prequel vibes with all of the saber fights." Yeah. Like, I'm seeing that all over Twitter. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, the series is going to get bumped back up all the way to an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's my guess.
I don't think it's going to go that high up.
Well, that's fine. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like, that's just my prediction. So,
Yeah.
So we'll just see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. He obviously finds Osha and realizes that this is not May because of the tattoo, the hair, all that sort of stuff. So, and that's basically how it ends.
That's it. That's it. So most importantly, you got to let us know what you score, and if you have any issues with our points, what did we miss? If we miss something that's either good or bad, let us know. If you disagree with us, got to let us know. We really want to know that. And we got all kinds of things coming up, more live streams next week, and even later on this week. So that's going to do it for us, guys. As we always say here, we are your Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. See you on the next one, guys.
Bye, guys.